All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you everybody for being here. I have with me on the stage, starting on my right, your left, is Councilman of the North Ward of Newark, New Jersey, Anibal Ramos. I have the Council President of the Newark Municipal Council, Donald Payne. In the front row is Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. I have standing behind me, always has my back, Senator Teresa Ruiz, who is the chairperson of the Senate Education Committee. I have to my left Governor Chris Christie of the great state of New Jersey. I have behind him Assemblyman Albert Coutinho representing the city of Newark. And I have the county executive, Joseph DiVincenzo, representing the county of Essex. I want to thank everyone for coming today. We're really here to answer any questions. But just as a matter of framing this, we are very happy to have announced a $100 million challenge matching grant from Mark Zuckerberg, the CEO of Facebook. This, for us, is a challenge. And the money, we know, is not going to solve all the problems in Newark, but the real challenge for us is to come together as a community under the empowerment of the governor and make sure we are able to plot a course forward to create dramatic transformation of our public school system. Currently, there is a lot of good things going on in Newark and some tremendous schools, but we as a system, like cities all across America, are underperforming, and we are not empowering our children to succeed. So the commitment we are seeing in an array of leadership around the city is that we will pull together as a community to establish a vision and principles, and most importantly, a plan to advance our district, to use these resources and the others that are coming forward right now to leverage further change, dramatic change in the city of Newark. And our hope is, and our intention, and our belief that we can accomplish it, is that the city of Newark will create dramatic transformation as measured by student achievement and become a national model for education, for public education reform. I'm grateful for everybody's being here, and I'd just like to open it up to questions as we move forward.
Hi.
Yeah.
My mom,
I'm sorry, your name is? I haven't seen you before.
My mom attended Southside High, now Malcolm X Chavez High. She had to drop out in the 10th grade. She had worked with young. Make a long story short, how will this gift, however generous, is the idea to shut down the big underperforming high schools? This high school is at or near the bottom in the statewide evaluation. Is the idea to use this money to shut down the big public schools in favor of charter schools? How will this money, however grand the gift, improve the plight of the students in Malcolm X Chavez?
Sure, I'm going to invite the governor to come and follow my response. This gift is really framed by three fundamental principles. Number one is that whatever happens, everything is on the table, but the city of Newark must come together as a community and decide what plans will be put in place. So we are going to do a historic organizing effort starting towards the end of this month to bring together some community consensus, forming our principles and also what our plan. I would say everything is on the table and nothing is off the table. The second important part, just so you understand, is this idea of accountability. There has been no real consequences for failure within the Newark school system. We have seen and tolerated levels of failure that do not reflect community standards and community principles. So we are going to make sure that at every level there is accountability with mayors and governors, with superintendent, and especially in the school itself with principals, teachers, and also within parents in the community. The third issue is a focus on teaching. We have allowed the teaching profession in the city of Newark, we believe, and across this country, not to be robust and empowered enough to get the job done. And so we're going to have a very strong conversation around teaching in the city of Newark, what needs to be done to empower our teachers, to incentivize our teachers, and yes, also to hold our teachers accountable. So those things will be happening in the coming days. I said I would afford the governor a chance to also respond, because at the end of the day, we are a school system that's under state takeover, and the state has a very important role to play as well. Governor?
Thanks, Corey. Listen, this gift is a catalyst for change. It's not going to create change on its own. I mean, for context, we spend $900 million plus or minus in the city of Newark school system right now out of state funds. This challenge grant is a catalyst for change and a moment in time in the state's history when we can bring together the community and the state to change an education system that's failed. And so, the reason I'm enthusiastic about this is because what you're finding in this partnership is Republicans and Democrats coming together, private industry coming together to say that our school system is failing our children, and it's got to change. So, does it mean closing schools? It might. Does it mean making all types of other changes that need to be made that go to the core of the problems that we just saw depicted in the movie we all were over at the Performing Arts Center and watching? Sure. And I think everybody knows from watching me over the course of the last number of months that I'm not going to have anything off the table, and there's nothing we're going to be afraid to do.
But as the Republican governor, because you are so hands-on and you've made that reputation very clear in your 8 or 9 months in office, will you be willing to yield control of this troubled school system to the administration of the Democratic mayor?
Well, listen, this is not about yielding control of the school system. This is about partnering together to get results. Fact of the matter is, you heard Mayor Booker say this morning on the stage at the PAC. He has no legal authority to do this. This is a partnership where he and I, the elected mayor of this city and the governor of New Jersey, will work with the commissioner of education to make sure that we make the changes here that we need to make. Corey will lead this effort in the city of Newark. He will help to design the program. He will make sure that we bring community involvement to the table and that we get buy-in from the people we need to get buy-in from, and he'll identify the people we have to fight, and we'll fight those people. Fact of the matter is, though, that this is not about... This is about us as a state deciding that in the city where I was born, I'm not going to tolerate any longer the obscenity of children being deprived of hope for the future. And I think my discussions with Mark and with Corey have been that he's investing in us. He's investing in our partnership to make this happen. I think if he didn't believe in Corey, he wouldn't be here. If he didn't believe in me, he wouldn't be here. It's both of us who have to get these things done.
Sean Bergen from News 12 New Jersey. I have a question actually for Mr. Zuckerberg, if you could. Why did you choose Newark, this Newark school system, to make this massive donation?
I'm going to ask Mr. Zuckerberg to come up and answer the question, but we have some other elected leaders here. Nakia White is here. Would you please come on up to the stage? Juan Rivera, a school board member, Evan Lamort, Marquise Lewis, Shanique Spate. Would you guys all please come up as well? And Marcus, your question.
Sure. I mean, it's really just what the governor said. You know, I run a company, and a lot of what running a company is building a team and investing in people and finding the very best people to who can get things done. So I spent a long time researching a lot of the different cities and districts around the country, and spending time with Mayor Booker and Governor Christie just gave me the confidence that they're the leaders who can get the results that we need here. And after we make these changes and improve the education system in Newark, I think that it'll be a symbol that can be replicated across the whole country. So I think that these are the guys to get it done.
So it was the men more than the city?
Well, I think that the city's has a lot of good foundation already. And there are structural reasons why I think the city is a very good city for this as well. But it really is mostly investing in the people.
On the principle that no good deed goes unpunished, how are you responding to the kind of story that this is a misdirection to get people deflected from the social network which portrays you in a very negative or relatively negative way, that this is a grand, and believe me, I congratulate you from the bottom of my heart for this gift, but this is a grand PR scheme to make you yourself look.
You know, I mean, ultimately, that's fine. I mean, I think that's fine. That's fine. You know, this is an announcement. I mean, we made the announcement yesterday. We're talking to you guys today, but this is something that's going to play out over years and years and years, right? And you know, the movie, you know, whether it's good or bad, I don't know. I haven't seen it. But I think people will watch that and they'll come to their own conclusions, and that I think is completely separate from this, which is, I mean, this is going to change the lives of almost 45,000 students in Newark, and hopefully if we can make Newark into this model that's a symbol of national educational excellence, then that's something that's going to have a huge impact for decades to come. So yeah, I mean, people can say what they want today, but we're doing this because we think that this is the most important problem to invest in, and these are the best people to get it done.
Let me just say this about that issue as well. Because, you know, we've been having these conversations over months. And there are a lot of different variables that go into making the decision to announce it when we announced it. Corey and I getting on the same page in terms of how all this would work. Mark and Corey and I making sure that we had a complete understanding with each other of how it would work. Oprah's broadcast schedule, which is not an insignificant part in all this as well. I think we were ready to do this a couple of weeks ago, candidly, and Oprah wasn't on the air. And so you get an opportunity to announce this to the country and have Oprah Winfrey be a partner of ours as well. So all that played into it. And as we edged towards this being the day, yesterday being the day, I think you heard yesterday all of us speak pretty clearly about the fact that Mark was concerned about these very kind of questions and these kind of criticisms being raised, and actually considered pulling back his name from it and just making it an anonymous gift. We all prevailed upon him not to do that, because we think the power of somebody with Mark's reputation standing up and saying, I want to invest in something like this, will help to draw even more people, both to Newark and to other projects around the country, to help make this change. And we all, including Oprah, prevailed upon him to continue to be the named benefactor here and not. So, this stuff is a lot more complicated than people want to make it. At the end of the day, it's about the partnership that the three of us have established. And as Mark said, when these changes start to be made, I suspect this movie will be long forgotten and be on HBO or something.
Let's go with David, please.
For a moment, obviously some questions have been raised about the legality of this relationship. Can you talk just how the chain of command will work between Mayor Booker, the Department of Education, and yourself to avoid circumventing any of those authorities?
This is a state takeover district, and so the chain of command is not difficult to understand. The Commissioner of Education is in charge of the state takeover district as a member of my cabinet and part of the executive branch. Mayor Booker is going to be the person who's going to help to lead the change and transformation here. The legal authority ultimately rests with the State Department of Education. And so, for those folks who want to attempt to, fight this from a legal perspective, it just shows, candidly, that all they are protectors of the status quo. The folks I saw making these comments in the past 48 hours are the people who they themselves have benefited financially from the failed status quo, and they're the people who have sued the state's education system into failure. Candidly, I don't give a damn what those people think, because the kids in New Jersey have been the victims of some of their conduct.
Is it going to work so the mayor will bring you and the Department of Education a series of recommendations which you'll then weigh and approve?
We're going to work as a team, and the mayor is going to be the lead person in the city of Newark on that team. And he is going to help to bring the community together. He's going to help to bring educational experts together. And he's going to help to devise and implement a plan with the legal authority and assistance of the State Department of Education, through our acting commissioner, Rochelle Hendricks, and through my support, to be able to make it happen. Candidly, this is an administration full of lawyers. If the lawyers out there think that they're going to catch us on a legal technicality, they're sadly mistaken.
And let me hold on 1 second, Dave, because I really want to address that. There is an unacceptable reality in the city of Newark right now, and anybody who wants to defend or protect the status quo, or say that people of the city of Newark should be satisfied with incremental change that inches along over many, many years. We've been 15 years under state takeover. 15 years we have seen leadership that has not been able to provide results. And what we've now created is a partnership, which there's a legal pathway back to local control, and that legal pathway still exists, and we should still pursue that. But right now we have a governor saying that he's willing to trust the community of the city of Newark. And I believe, and I have faith within my own community, that if we do this right, if we pull people to the table, regardless of individual disagreements, partisan issues, egos, and the like, but if we do the kind of campaign that I hear school board representatives talking about, the kind of campaign that Senator Teresa Ruiz has grabbed me the last 3 days to talk about, the kind of campaign that city council people have said to do, really going out in the streets, going door to door, holding focus groups, holding small meetings, using technology in ways that we haven't before to aggregate community sentiment, we can create something extraordinary here.